Hi, Amy. I thought since you were struggling a little bit with your techniques for drop spindling, that maybe I'd take like 5 minutes and give you some pointers that you could maybe watch over and over. I am not a teacher by any means, so take what I have with a grain of salt, and if you find something better, more power to you. Anyway, we were talking, I did some pictures for you about fiber, and you've been told to spin from the fold, I assume something like this, and then you pull it out here and all of that. And that's a good technique. It's hard to do. It's hard to handle this much fiber. It's hard to get any consistency pulling without an end in sight, as it were, because it's going to come off in big bumps, big bumps, small bumps, and it's no wonder you're getting cat barf. I can understand, because I have a hard time with this, and I've been doing this a long time. So what I would recommend for you is, here is some roving that I dyed with Stacy Tempted, and I would just tear off a chunk. Here's a chunk, and this is already pretty open, but I'm assuming that what you have is a little more compact than it usually is. See, like this. See, this is pretty tight. Pretty tight. You have to give it a pretty good yank to open it up. So what I would do is I would go from side to side. Okay, see how it's getting a little bit thinner? I don't know if you can see the light through there. But there you have it. It's opened up, and then you can take it and see how easily that happens now? That's how easily it's going to spin, as opposed to the first time when I was yanking. So, with that in mind, you have this. I'm going to assume that you have a leader. A leader would be, I'm not very well prepared for this, can you tell? It was a spur of the moment decision. But a leader is going to be tied around your spindle. Kind of like you've probably seen on a wheel with Patricia. It's going to have a loop on the end. You're going to feed your fiber through that loop, and then you're just going to twist it a little bit so it kind of latches on and gives you something to wrap around your spindle. Now at this point, I'm going to switch to a spindle that I've already got going on, and it's black fiber, so I hope you can see it okay. I put on a little bit lighter t-shirt. Okay, see, this is some fiber knit stuff. This is good and plenty. I'm so sick of the black I could die. I can't wait to get to the pink, maybe today. But as you can see, I've got quite a bit of it spun up already. And on my end here, I just have this little piece of fluff left. So another thing that you mentioned was joins. Joins suck. I mean, don't be afraid in your novice days to use a little spit splicing if it works for you, if it looks okay and it keeps you going. Everybody will tell you, no, you don't ever do that. You know what? Everybody does. So there, take that for what it's worth. So here I have some of my black fiber. I think this is what I opened up actually to take pictures for you the other day. So I'm going to open it up a little bit more. And now, there, I've ripped off a little bit of it. See how wispy this is? I mean, there's no reason for you to work with a big chunk of fiber. Okay, so we're going to do a join. So I have my end here from my spindle. I hope you can see this. I really do. You know what? I'm going to move this a little bit closer. Okay. Maybe that's a little bit better. Okay, so here's my end. Fuzzy, wispy, very thin. Here's my other. You can't even see it. It's so fuzzy, wispy. But it's also about the same. So I'm just going to overlap the two. Okay, and I'm going to kind of hang on to it. I'm going to spread it out a little bit so it's kind of mixing together. It's not really firm yet. And then I'm going to get a hold of it. I'm just kind of bunching it up in my hand. I'm going to get a hold of it where my join is still good, like right before I want to start joining. So there, see, I've still got some twist in my yarn at that point. And I'm assuming that you're doing park and draft. If you're not, you should be, at least for a while, because it will give you better results, because you're going to have more time to play with what your hands are doing. So I'm going to give it a spin. I usually go clockwise. There it goes. Okay, I'm letting it spin. I'm letting it spin. Okay, it stopped spinning. So there is all that twist that I just spun between my two fingers, and it's waiting to go somewhere. And it wants to go up in here. And if this is redundant, I'm sorry, but I don't know how much of the quote-unquote theory behind spinning anyone's explained to you, so I'm trying to make it as easy to understand as possible. Okay, so I'm still holding all that twist behind this finger, behind these fingers right here. But now I have this. This is the first part of my join. I'm going to pinch right here. Okay, pinch tight with the top. And then I let it go. I don't know if you saw it or not, but it gets really thin, and all that twist that was built up back here has traveled up. Okay, so now I'm going to, I kept my fingers where they were. Now I'm spinning again. Now I feel like I'm too close. Doggone it. I'm spinning again. Spinning again. Okay, so that's probably enough for a little while. So I put it between my knees so it can't go backwards or forwards. Putting my fingers, this is my right hand, where my left hand was. I'm moving my left hand up. Oh, I don't know, 3-4 inches, whatever feels good. Hush, dogs. Kind of extend it a little bit. Let me pull it down here so you can see. Kind of extend it so it's almost in a straight line. And now I really hope you can see this when I let go. Boom. See it? It became a yarn. Okay, so then we're going to pick it up and we're going to repeat. Spin. I'm holding it there. I'm holding it there. Once I think it's spun enough, I'm grabbing it with my knees to stop it. I'm stretching out a little bit of fiber between my two fingers. And remember, I crossed over these two bits of fiber. So here's one end and here's the new stuff. And see how long I've had it traveling up in here. So you make it a really long join, a really thin process. And that way you don't get this big bump. It takes a little practice, but I think you'll get it. Okay, so now I've got all of that stretched out. And again, I have yarn because all that twist traveled up here. And see, I've pinched it off so it can't just go running willy-nilly, because if you don't have a good grip on it, it's going to run to the thinnest spot in your yarn. So this may be where it should stop, but instead it's going to stop here because this is a lot thinner than this. Okay, so hopefully that made sense. So now I'm just going to spin for a second and let you see. Spin. And now see, I don't have to park and draft, but you should do it as long as it takes for you to get comfortable with what your two hands are doing. And then it travels up. Then I spin it again. And while it's spinning, I've got it pinched off here, and I'm working with my other hand to kind of draft this fiber out to make it thin. And then when I feel like it's the way I want it, I let it go, and it goes all that twist. I'm going to do it again. And see, eventually you get kind of a rhythm going with it, especially if you're prepping your fiber ahead of time. There's no reason for you to fight that big thick fiber, Amy. And I bet your spindle is perfectly nice, and I bet it would love to love you if you would just give it a little attention and have a little faith in yourself. I bet you can do this. In fact, I know you can, because you're a determined lady. That much I know about you. So that's my little help segment. If there's more that I can tell you, I would be happy to try to do this again. Please let me know if it's understandable, if you have questions. You have my phone number, you can text me, whatever. And on that note, I'm going to leave you with my little companion here. Chloe says hi. Hi. Because I'm so soft and sweet that my mommy is saving my fur to spin too. So I hope it's good, babe. Talk to you soon. Bye.